Alright, so I'm going to have an extremely positive, heartwarming, and just overall make me smile the entire time story that I get to share with everybody right now. Because, you know, I always go and lambast the entire fucking media for portraying gamers and gaming in general as like some kind of fucking underground culture that's essentially like the most evil bottom-feeding fucking creatures that they could ever go and muster and describe to everybody else, and try to portray us essentially as monsters that can't think for ourselves and are easily swayed by electronic devices and things of that nature. But eventually, you come across really awesome stories like this of extremely unique and uncommon individuals, and the one that I'm going to be talking about is a resident of the UK and is 78-year-old Doreen Fox. Now, Doreen, I read this article, I've actually read it several times now, just because it quite honestly did make me smile. And I'll have the link in the description, so if you want to go and read that, you really should, because it's just awesome. And I'm actually going to quote a couple things that she says, because they were just... It made it even more awesome. Now, Doreen, 78 years old, has been gaming since the 80s. So I'm right there with her. Doreen got her grandson into gaming and had been gaming with him the entire time. They didn't go into specifics whether or not that she still gamed with him, but I would sure as hell hope so. Like, I mean, my grandmother passed away whenever I was 4, and I wish that she was still around, let alone like playing video games with me. That would make me so fucking happy, like, beyond understanding. I would just be, I'd be elated, like, on fucking cloud 9, just happy as hell. And she's been gaming since the 80s, has been getting all the consoles and stuff like that, a lot of the bigger franchises, and still enjoys them. As a matter of fact, within this article, she was talking about playing Grand Theft Auto and playing Call of Duty. I mean, this is a 78-year-old woman. Meanwhile, there's lots of people who are like my age and your age and stuff that are out there running around, going and picking up these games, playing the living shit out of them, making videos about them, going online talking about them, going online playing them, and stuff like that. And then there's her who's doing the same exact thing, and you wouldn't expect that. Now, as years progress and, you know, further down the road, this will become more and more commonplace. But right now, for a 78-year-old woman to be playing, and somebody playing like in the 80s, that wasn't all that normal to go and see. As much as I would love for that to be like normality, that just wasn't the case back then. And it's still relatively uncommon even nowadays. But she was talking about how, you know, well, her reflexes aren't exactly what they used to be, so when she's running around in something like Call of Duty, she'll accidentally just start, like, firing off at the fucking trees off in distance and start shooting at the ground and stuff. But she said that she didn't care, because she just wanted to enjoy the games. And it's interesting, because in a lot of ways this article could actually teach some people a lesson, that they might not want to take their gaming habits so seriously, like, well, I'm not #1, so I can't enjoy this game. Just enjoy the game for what it is, because it's a piece of entertainment. It's a form of entertainment that you're interacting with. And she had talked about how she'd like losing herself within the game because it was just its own world. I mean, especially for somebody that's been seeing gaming for as long as she has, she's seen it, you know, from the days of Mario jumping on Goombas, you know, in a 2D setting, all the way up until something like Grand Theft Auto 5, where it's a vast fictional city and you're just running around doing virtually whatever the hell that you want. And, you know, or raising up a criminal empire and taking down fucking random gangs and things like that. And it's just interesting to see how far along that's come, and she's been there throughout the entire thing. But some of the things that I want to go and mention and quote her on was, she had actually talked about the media, how, again, they had portrayed, you know, gamers as monsters and as fugitives, basically, and crazy. And how they pretty much just seem to, you know, press their thumb down on us and are just like, oh yeah, all this violence in video games makes you all fucking crazy. Well, she goes and she talks about that, so I'm going to go ahead and quote that. She goes on to say, I don't understand the controversy behind all these games. Don't get me wrong, I never go around battering people with my handbag. I'm not a criminal. But you really lose yourself in them. Reading that quote made me so damn happy. Just for the sheer fact, she gets it. She understands it, and she doesn't buy into all the media speculation and all the fucking bullshit. And it just makes me happy, because 9 times out of 10, those outlets are just finding the people that couldn't ever conjure an opinion on their own and are easily swayed by fucking, like, bright lights and fucking flashy and shiny things that are just dangled in front of them. And on top of that, she has first-hand experience within this. She's a grandmother, so she's had children. Her children have had children. So, and she's been around for generations. She's going on for being around for 8 decades. So she's seen a lot of things come and go, and obviously she's got her fucking head on straight. And I want to go and applaud a woman like this and then some, because that's what I want to see more of. Truthfully and honestly, that's what I want to see more of. Because if you take somebody like this, you take somebody like Doreen, and you have them being interviewed, and showing that, yes, not only do I game, but I play all those games out there that you keep on jumping on the bandwagon of hate and trying to go and scrutinize to hell and back, whether it's for publicity or ratings or just for the sheer fact you need a fucking scapegoat to go and point the finger at, because nobody can ever take any kind of actual blame onto themselves for being a fucking asshole. No. But she's just playing those games completely fucking of sound mind and has been playing them since the 80s, going into 2014, and she's still playing. I hope Doreen goes on to live many more years, play many more games, enjoy them. I hope her grandson or grandchildren even, I hope that they go on to pretty much enjoy all this stuff with her. In addition, all I can say is that she's extremely awesome. And just, again, the article made me really happy. Anybody that is quoted on saying, I wonder what the neighbors are thinking when they hear all these guns and explosions going off, in my loft. And hearing something like that makes me laugh, because I've thought the same exact thing whenever I'm playing certain games. Or hell, even when I'm making a video like this, and I get really into it, I always wonder, do my neighbors think that I'm absolutely off my fucking rocker? But, no, this is just one of those videos. It's extremely positive, extremely awesome. And I know that somebody who's watching this may not think that's all that big of a deal, but whenever you really boil it down, it kind of is. In certain aspects, it kind of is a big deal. Sure, she's one of billions of people within the world, and there's many other, elderly people out there that play games, but we don't ever get to hear about it, especially like with a spotlight shined down on it, like we are right now. So I just want to go and share this. It made me happy. If it made any of you happy, then fuck yeah. If you don't give a shit, then sorry for wasting your time. I don't know how else to really put that. So, this is Alpha Omega Sin. As always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on. And game the fuck on until you're an old folks home. And then keep on gaming. Yeah, because that'll make you fucking awesome.